Hello guys, Andre again. This time we have a very special video. Until so far we talked a lot, or on the TM Wiki we talked almost only about talent management or truly magical. But this time I want to talk about how to create the AIESEC you want. About to understand, I would like you to understand what the process of planning should be, like to understand the steps and to really understand the mindset behind planning. So because of that, it will be, I think, kind of long, but it's very interesting, and also it's very helpful for you to understand how you can plan from now on. Okay, so let's start. Let's not waste any time. Good. Wait until my Google wants to start. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do when you are about to plan something or to plan the organization, to make the year plan, to make anything, either in your own personal life or either in the professional side, you have to understand the past. And you can do this by understanding the history. For example, the history of your LC, who started the LC and why. When I say the history is important to understand it, because if you know the history, you are much more grateful for being a member in your LC, and you can transmit it to the new members. It's much more easier for them to feel that they belong to an important thing, to an important LC, to something that a lot of people put their energy in. So it's important for you to know your history. What is the story behind my LC? Why was it founded? When? Who? What are the best times of my LC? What are the most and the biggest achievements that my LC had in throughout the time? Because if you know this, it's easier for you to make connections, to understand how your LC has evolved during the last years, and like to build upon what others created so far. Also, what are the biggest lessons from the past? Maybe this is the most important question, because in AIESEC we change our leadership each year, but we have to know, to understand what has been done in the past and are the biggest lessons that we learned from the past. And here the question is, who are the people that can share the past lessons with us? And that is why it is important for us to have a BOA, a board of advisors, or a board of alumni close to us, because they are the ones who already have been through these kind of experiences, and we can learn a lot from them. Good. After we know the history, we have to know the connections that we have, or we had in the past. What are our connections from the past that can help us now? So if you also know the history, if you talk with your alumni, if you talk with the professors that maybe know about AIESEC from the past, you can find out which are the professors that helped AIESEC in the past and can help us now, which are the alumni who helped AIESEC in the past and also want to help now, which are the companies, because this is the only way you know if you really learn from the past. Okay, next, what we will talk, what was our impact so far as an LC. How can we measure what we did so far? So all the LCs or AIESEC LCs do a lot of projects, do a lot of exchange, but the question is, what was our impact so far? What did we achieve so far? How did we impact the society so far? Because if you answer this question, you understand um, the power that you had in the past, and that you have you had in the past, and you understand where you come from, so it's easier for you to imagine where you want to be. Okay, so after we have understanding the past, we are going to see the present. Very important stage in team planning. First and foremost, we have to understand what is our internal status, to make an internal analysis. And first, we start with the members. The members are the most important um, entity or group, are our final Target group, the members are the ones who will become the change agents, the truly magical members or people that will change the world. So they are the most important ones. So we have to know how they are. What is their KSA status, which means knowledge, skills, attitude? How much AIESEC knowledge do they have? How much functional knowledge do they have? What are their skills? Public speaking, time management, team management, um, management in general skills. What is their attitude, right? What is their attitude towards AIESEC? What is their attitude towards AIESEC in Thailand, DRC? You have to understand this very good. So because all that we do in DRC, it is by the members, through the members, for the members. Then what is their mindset? How do they think about AIESEC? How do they feel about AIESEC? What is in their mind? If you get there, you have the magic power. And of course, also internal as members, we have the past members, the members that are now alumni. If you can create strong relations with your alumni, if you can get them close to AIESEC, they are one of the most valuable things. Not only because they can bring you, I don't know, connections and corporate connections and yeah, professors or something. The most important is that they can bring the lessons from the past, like we told you. Always learn from the past. Good. After we understand the current situation of the members, we go to the project. So, are our projects having a big impact, a small impact, a medium impact? How impactful are our projects? How relevant are our projects in today's society, in today's trends? How relevant are they? Can we do something better? Are they really relevant? Be really critical about this step. Really understand, is this enough? Can we do better? Okay, after the project, we have functional systems. So, to see the present, it's important to understand what are the functional systems. And when I say this, I refer to how are the systems in our department. So each department has many or a lot of systems. I give here just two examples about talent management system and exchange. So how is the recruitment system? One of the most important things that you have in your organization is how you recruit members. If it is it clear? Does the talent management team have a clear way of recruiting? Do the executive board members have a clear way of wanting or selecting people in their department? If you have this, you have the first step to a healthy organization. Leadership pipeline. This is the second most important one. Is our organization creating powerful leaders? Do we have the leaders that to coordinate our projects, to coordinate our department, to coordinate our RSC, and moreover to coordinate the MC? How can we create this? How is our current situation on the leadership pipeline right now? What is the performance rewarding systems or rewards and recognition? How do we reward the ones that are really performing? What is the membership pipeline? How many members leave the organization and why? So these are questions that we want to understand, really to understand what are the systems in each department. And here I just gave the example of talent management, just a few. For example, in exchange, how is our raising system going? How is our matching system? Is it efficient? Do we have clear ideas? How is our reception? Do we have clear steps on what to do for a reception? How is our re-raising system? Do we have clear steps for re-raising? So all these questions we have to answer, and also we have to go through all the departments to see what is their current situation, and then to understand how we can improve it. But the first step in understanding how you can improve is to understand the current situation. Good. Another very important question is, how are our management systems? Are we doing management in a very systematic and structured way? How do we do our planning? I don't know, like project planning. How do we do our local committee planning, our department planning, our event planning? How do we do the planning? Do we have clear steps? How do we do our tracking? How do we track that we are on the good way? We are on the way to achieve our final goals. How do we do our evaluating? This is maybe one of the most important steps in like system in a management team. Evaluation is learning from what you did so far and then adapting to do it better. So that this is why it's so important. Improving. This is like after you have the evaluation is the step of, okay, what do we do with this information and how can we do it better? How can we improve? Because we want to achieve our final goal in the best way possible. We want to create the change agents for tomorrow. So we want to improve our internal ways of doing it. And then we have smaller systems or processes like the decision making process. How is it going? Is it structured or is it random? Delegating. How do we delegate? We have a clear understanding of how efficient delegating is done. Good. So after we have the management system, we have a clear idea of what they are. We can and ask questions about what are the tools that we use. What are the management tools? And when I say this, like, do we have like Excel tools that we make management for the anything for the management tool, managing DB? Do we have spreadsheets to use to do the tracking, to do the planning? What kind of tools do we use? What kind of software? Information system. Where um, where do we store our information and how do we communicate? Like this is related to communication. How do we communicate between ourselves as EB? How do we let us ourselves know the updates on each department, what happened, what we want to do on each department? How do we communicate to the LC? And how does the LC communicate back? Is it efficient? Can we improve it? Yeah, these are the tools questions. Yeah, so this was the internal analysis, right? And now we are going back forward, sorry. We are going forward to external analysis. Good. So, let's see. What are the questions here? External analysis. When we are talking about external analysis, we are referring a lot on, of course, on external stakeholder. A stakeholder, like short definition, stakeholders are all the entities or the target groups that are affected or that we work for or with in our activities. The most important stakeholders that we have are the members, correct? And then we have other stakeholders like students, companies, professors, parents, alumni, NGOs, other student clubs. All the entities that are impacted by our activities are our stakeholders. Okay, who are the most important external for us? Usually they are the students or universities, companies. We have to understand who are they. What is our current positioning on the external market? Our current branding. How do the students, universities, companies, other NGOs or student clubs perceive us? How do they see us? What if we put ourselves in their shoes? What do we see when we look at AIESEC? It's very important to understand this. Then we can have clear strategies on how to improve it. What are the current needs of each stakeholder? What do they need? What are the current trends in external environment? What are the political trends, the economical trends, the social and technological trends? If you understand this, then it's much more easier for us to capitalize upon them. And this is the powerful question. How can we create more value based on the trends and needs? So we understand the trends, we understand the needs, we understand what opportunities and threats we have. The question is, how can we create more value with our activities based on them? Okay. Before we go on further, just wanted to show you. So, for here, external analysis includes also the threats and opportunities analysis, because opportunities and threats are only external, and the internal analysis includes strengths and weaknesses. It's important for us to understand what our strengths are so we can improve them, and weaknesses so we can work upon them. Okay, going on. So now we understand the past, we see the present. Let's see what's the next step. The next step is to imagine the future. What do we really want to see in the future? We did already a lot of this in the National Planning Conference. And here you can go again and understand how this works. How are we going to know we are there? This is the question. Like, imagining the future means, okay, we want to do good things, but how are we going to know we are there? How is the picture? Then we have some steps. The most important one is mission. Okay, so mission. What is our mission? As I said, what is our mission? Hmm? These are what is our desired impact? What drives you as an organization? What drives us as an organization? What makes us work? Why are we here? What is the added value that we as an organization want to bring in the society? Who are the ones that we want to impact, and what are the things we want to create in society? This is our mission. So our mission is simple. Our mission is to create a change agent that will develop and have a positive impact in society, right? So if you answer all these questions for AIESEC in Thailand, it's easier for you to understand what is your mission. Then we have the mission. Second, we know, like if you have the vision, we know what drives us. The second one, what is the vision? And here the question are, what is the most engaging state you can imagine for your organization? What is the best state or the best picture of AIESEC in Thailand or AIESEC in LC, AU, BU, CU or TU for now? What is the best state? Can you imagine it? That's the vision. How should the organization look like to have the biggest impact? What is the empowering element that you want to see in your organization? So if you answer this question, it's easier for you to create the vision. It's the perfect or the closest to perfection state, not perfect because nothing is perfect, but the closest to perfection state that you want to see your organization. So after you have the mission, after you have the vision, you ask yourself, okay, what is the organizational culture that we want to see in our organization, of course? What are the core values of our organization? Of course, the core values, the core principles, the definition, our way of doing is the AIESEC way. So this is why it's important for us to know it, and it's important for us to give it to the members that are joining. Because if we know our core, which is the AIESEC way, we know our values, it's easier for us to understand what AIESEC is really what AIESEC is really about, and what is important for every AIESECer around the world, our values. If we have the same system of values, we are going in the same direction in the same way. What are the most important behaviors that you want to develop in the members? So in AIESEC in Thailand, we said that we want the 3 P's, right? Punctuality. We want to see that members here, we have more than the AIESEC values. We want to put the focus on punctuality, on passion, doing things with all your heart, and proactivity, engaging yourself in learning, engaging yourself in taking opportunities. Because we know the current state, a few ideas of the current state, and we really want to see that our members will be like this. And because if they are like this, we are closer to reaching our vision, and we are closer to reaching our mission as AIESEC. Okay, so after we have imagining the future, by imagining, understanding what our mission is, understanding and seeing clearly, vividly what is the vision that we want to achieve, and what is the organizational culture that we want to see in our organization. The question is, how can we create the future? Yeah, we have imagined it, but how can we create it? What is the action plan? What are the steps? How are we going to measure them? Okay, let's see. First, after we have the vision, the mission, the organizational culture, we want to see, okay, what are the organizational objectives? Organizational objectives are the biggest things that we measure that are related, the most closest to our core activities, and we can measure so we know if we are on the right way and how much impact we have. So these are clearly ICX, OGX, X plus L, L, and members, because the most important thing we do is leadership and exchange, of course. Then, how are we going to reach them, right? We have the organizational objective. How are we going to reach them? What are the focus areas? How are they helping us to reach our organizational objectives? So, of course, national focus areas, as we said, are branding, member development, high quality and quantity of product, and branding. So these are the national focus areas, right? How are these national focus areas translated in your LC, and how are they helping us to reach our organizational objectives? Then, if we really want to to achieve organizational objective, which are the most easiest way that we can measure our impact. We have exchange plan. First, we have to do what is the exchange plan. Okay, how are we going to reach the exchange objectives? Good. We have this project, we have this department initiative. This is the plan. Then, what is the talent management plan? How many members do we need for all these activities? How are we going to get this kind of member? How are we going to recruit them? Then the communication plan. The questions here are, okay, if we need this kind of member, how are we going to transmit our message towards them? How are we going to brand our advertising? Then finance. How much money do we need to do all of these activities? How do we have to manage our money? And then fundraising or ER plan. Okay, how are we going to get this kind of money in sustainability, financial sustainability? Okay, yeah. After we have this, what are the initiatives we want? What are the internal initiatives to boost and to have an impact on internal, let's say, status? And what are the external? Internal is everything related to member development, and external is everything related to external relations, like I told you. How are they helping us impact the national focus area? So all initiatives have to be clearly guided towards the national focus area. Okay, guidelines. Okay, so I will pause here for a moment because it's a long video and I want you to be very focused about the guidelines. So I'm going to pause here and then I will make another video with the guidelines, especially with the guidelines. Okay, thank you guys. See you in a few.